안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Hi everyone, welcome back to Korea Talk, a podcast series within Heart to Heart Pod. Heart to Heart Pod is a safe space for two brave souls to have honest, vulnerable conversations to connect and heal our hearts.
You say it so poetically, Tina.
Oh, thank
Korea
you.
Talk to me is just a time for, and I agree with you, but it's a time to reminisce about the good old days, right, of our time in
Mhm.
Korea. We were still young and in our
Oh my gosh.
primes,
Yes,
relatively speaking.
we were young.
We were so young and time really flies. But yeah, so we've heard some awesome feedback from some of our listeners, which is so encouraging. We appreciate you for listening to us. We really enjoy just sharing everything we know about Korea and our perspective. Just know, though, this is just the perspective of two people. We are not the sole authority on,
Mhm.
Korea, expat life, Korean culture, all those things. But if you're interested in hearing a perspective from a couple of cool individuals, then please continue listening to us. We're excited to talk about all sorts of things today.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions, you can always message Wes on Twitter because he
What?
knows a lot. He actually knows a lot about Korea. And as you can hear from our episodes, and I hope you enjoy our episodes so far. And today we're going to talk about many things, like staple foods in Korea, must go to festivals and travel destinations that are must visit, as well as holidays within South Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, Tina picked some really good topics for today. Such a good flow. I just can't wait. Well, I think we're both pretty hungry right now, maybe you more than me. So
Yeah, I haven't
maybe we
had
should
dinner
talk.
yet.
Yeah. So why not talk about food before it's before you're too hungry
Mm,
here? What was your favorite, like, I guess your go-to staple Korean dish or food that you ate in Korea?
yeah, I feel like there are many dishes that I like to eat. However, as some of you may know or heard from my previous episodes, I can't really handle spicy food. So there's only so many that I can choose from. I feel like for me, I normally, what do I order? I really like the galbi tang, the beef short rib soup. I
That's
think
really good
yeah,
choice.
I think if you remember, Wes, we had it many times, right?
Yeah,
I think you really like
I
that
think
dish
so.
too.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
one of your
And
favorites?
it's so good. Yeah, especially like when
The
it's getting a
soup.
little bit cold, like
Yeah.
it's the fall or the winter and you just want something to warm you up. It's yeah, it's got that nice beef flavor in it and it's a little bit slightly salty and very I guess savory, you could say.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's not spicy unless you add like something to it. So perfect for Tina. uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed it. It's just oh, and then rice. You can put some of the
Oh,
like the
yes.
juice or whatever on top of your rice because you get a side of rice usually, and you put it in
Yes.
there. Oh, so good.
I want some
Gotta try
now.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kalbitong is all you
Yeah.
gotta say. Kalbitong jusayo, and they'll bring you a nice bowl of
Yes.
it. And yeah, that's a good choice. I normally
Mhm.
got it. Now there's way better places to get it, obviously, but the place I went to normally, because it was right next to my apartment, was a Kimbap Nara, which is a diner. It's a diner
Oh.
chain, like a Denny's, right? But
Mhm.
like, they make pretty much everything like you know, someone that cooks Korean food, as a local over there would be able to make, except you know, it's sort of a quasi fast food. It's a diner, so
Mhm.
they put
Yeah.
they put more they put more salt in it. They put the good stuff in it, right? That
Um,
so it's not as healthy as home style, but it's delicious and it's cheap, and you can go there by yourself, and no one judges you.
yeah.
No one thinks you're a loser for eating by yourself. It's just
Fine.
like people go to Kimbap Nara to eat by themselves off, like it's that kind of a lunch place. So
Nice.
totally recommend it for that.
Mhm. Yeah, and also I really like um, the pork cutlet and rice, and that's Dontkatsu, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Donkasu. Oh man, I
that's
think I had that once a week. Maybe it was so good. Not good for me,
it.
but the
Yeah, I
lunches,
know.
the lunches were so healthy it didn't matter. So
Exactly.
I thought. Oh, and you could also get curry donkasu where they
Oh
put
yeah,
curry
I
on
love
the
curry.
top,
Yeah.
yellow curry. With the rice and oh man, that's not spicy either. It's more again that savory flavor. I guess some
Mhm.
people might think the yellow curry is spicy, but I think it's pretty mild. Like if you can handle medium, was it
Yeah, a little bit
hot?
of spice is
Fine,
okay.
just a touch, yeah,
Yeah.
but not nothing crazy. Yeah, those are just are so good. Other good stuff at the diner, I think kimchi jjigae, which is kimchi stew.
Mm,
They
yeah.
put a little beef in
I'm
there.
kimchi fans.
If you love kimchi,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. And you're going to these places, and I was paying around anywhere from like 5,000 to 7,000 won for a meal, which it was like four
So good.
something to yeah 6 something.
Yeah.
You don't have to wash the dishes afterwards. There's no tip. There's no tax. You just in and out, and it's good. So it was hard not to go there. I was a regular, and I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
like after my contract ended and I stopped going, I'm sure they were concerned about me. Like, where'd he go?
Concerned.
Like he was here every week and he's just gone. I think going back, I should have said goodbye or give him a little letter or something. But and I think they have other chains that are like similar to that. That's just the one that was near, my neighborhood. But I'm pretty sure they have other similar places. They're not somewhere you take like a date. Please do
Hmm.
not take a date, Kimbap Nara. It's not for
No?
dating. It's just functional like a diner. Like I made a mistake one time taking a date to Waffle House, thinking it was nicer than it really was, and
Yeah.
it wasn't quite what it was. So remember, it's a diner. It's good for getting cheap and delicious food.
I
That's about
think
it.
okay. Okay. Cool. What about like other dishes that you enjoy or any
Well,
other staple dishes?
my favorite one is dolsa bibimbap, which is bibimbap, which is like mixed rice with vegetables, and gochujang, which is the red pepper sauce. But they put it in a hot stone bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and it like
Yeah.
it gets crispy at the bottom layer, and it stays hot the entire time because of the way that stone bowl works, which means it tastes amazing the entire time. So it's so good. I get it even in my town. I can get it. Here it's at the local Korean restaurant. But yeah, that's
Mm.
something. And my girlfriend's mom made the best dulce bibimbap, like better than any restaurant. Like
Wow.
yeah, so she went. It's not super easy to prepare, so I didn't get it too often. But whenever I did, I was pretty happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. And you can also get bibimbap with meat in it too.
yeah, you can get it with beef or
Mm-hmm.
pork. Typically, I haven't I don't think they normally put chicken in it, but typically beef or pork.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's possible, but I just haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
uh, so what about
Um,
speaking of meat? Weren't you
yeah.
really into a certain type of Korean barbecue?
Oh yes, samgyeopsal, right? Yes, I love Korean barbecue. Yes, that's like the best thing. Um, and I was also thinking of the other dish, samgyetang. So the
Samgyetang.
ginseng chicken soup, which is
Oh yeah.
yeah, and very iconic summer dish. And so it's like the big chicken filled with rice, ginseng, and herbs and a soup. So it's supposed to be healthy too.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, it's very healthy.
Yeah.
And for those that like ginseng and all that stuff, which I'm okay. For me, it's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. But talk about healthy and if you're into that kind of flavor, yeah, it's gonna be a go-to for a lot of people. It's definitely worth trying one time just to see if you like it. You really need to
Hmm.
try everything once within reason. There was like maybe one or two things I was brave enough to try. But
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you if you tried the silkworms.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the silkworm. So like that was the one thing I just
Yeah.
didn't. I
You
think
did
the
try?
idea of like eating bugs and all and it's it's just gray and it doesn't look very appetizing. So I didn't eat it. I saw it, but it has strong smell too, and I can't smell very well, and even I could smell it. And I was just like, this is a delicacy for sure, and I'm sure it's
Yeah.
probably not bad. It's just getting over that hump of wanting to eat something so bizarre to
So
me.
yeah, what if it was crispy, like fried, and with like salt or dipped in like ketchup or chocolate?
Not ketchup. Oh
Chocolate.
my gosh.
Would you try it?
Maybe with enough liquid courage, like after drinking a couple bottles of soju or something, maybe I would try it, but
Yeah.
not. It would take a lot of encouragement, I guess, to get me to try
Yeah.
it. Did
Cause
you try it?
no, I remember the first time I saw it in a dish, right? And then I was with my neighbors and they were like, I was so shocked. And then they dared me to try a piece of it. And normally, like, if you dare me to eat, I guess something else, I would be like, sure. But it just looked so gross. Yeah. It's like it was so moist. I don't know. It was like
Right, the
yeah,
texture
the
and
texture of it too. And I was like, no, I can't eat silkworm. This looks so gross.
yeah, I think the texture for me is the biggest barrier to trying things. If the texture is not too different, I probably would try it. But yeah, the
Uh-huh.
that was a little much. Although I do think I'll try it at some point, just to because I almost want to try anything once, but I just didn't have.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the mood for it when I saw it. I only saw it at the city flea market in Seoul, the Dongdaemun market. They had it there. That's pretty much the only place I saw it. Although I wasn't necessarily looking for it very hard, but that's where that's what's there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then and then the next thing, this isn't the greatest transition ever, but one of my favorite things, it's not food actually in Korea, it's all the different drinks that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like,
What type of drinks?
oh man, well, the thing is, there's convenience stores like almost on every corner, right? Or even more so. So you could try an infinite amount of drinks, like because there's always like the promotional drinks that are just for the week or the month, and then there's your staple drinks. I like to try all the different coffee drinks that were like in the can, or in like plastic container. Maxim Top was really good, the top vanilla latte. And
Mm-hmm.
then one thing I was surprised I didn't know about was royal milk tea. I just tried it one day and I'm like, man, this stuff is really good. Where have you been all my life? Like I
You
didn't
never
even know
tried it
about this
before?
stuff. No, I
Oh.
never even heard of it.
Oh.
But I've had Thai tea before, but this was different. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
as sweet, not nearly as sweet. And it's just like a milk tea with some kind of herb in it. I don't know exactly, but the tea, I guess. But yeah, it's so good, and you can get it in the convenience store. So I got that one quite a bit, and they even had some good deals on beer. You could get 4 imported beers for 10,000 won, so 4 game on 1. So you
Wow.
can, and they were from all over Europe and Germany, and like some really good ones.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Actually, I remember there was a lot of alcohol. Like they have different drinks, and I wasn't really a fan of any of those.
Why are you lying, Tina?
What
Come
do you
on
mean?
now. We know you
What do you-
tried them. We know you
I mean,
tried them.
I've tried the soju flavored drinks,
There you go.
which was, but I wasn't like a fan of it still because even though they had like different flavors like peach and
Yeah.
blueberry, what did they have? Grapefruit, green grape. It was still all really strong. The drinks.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
strong.
Did you
It's
like?
not it's not juice, that's for sure.
Yeah. Did you like the soju?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. And I'm not I mean, like in the little shot glasses, like those little, not
Yeah.
not a whole lot at once, but just like as you're eating, and then you want something. It kind of is a palate cleanser in a little in
Yeah,
some
that's
ways.
true.
So I think, yeah, but just by itself without any snacks or food, no, that would be a lot harder. There needs to be some sort of food with it that's a little bit greasy, and then it does complement it pretty well because it's
Hmm.
not as filling as beer, but it still can cleanse your palate and it can get you a little feeling a little good as well because it's pretty strong. So it's like
Yeah.
it works well with food. Definitely, like nighttime with your friends, you want to
Yeah, just
relax.
social settings, you know.
Social setting. If you're drinking it by yourself, in your room, straight up, and it's a stormy day, that might not end up very well. For you might be like posting something silly on the social media or whatever. But just Milkkiss is for drinks though. Milkkiss is also really good. It's like yogurt and milk,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it
Those
sounds
yogurt
weird.
drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
The
yogurt. It's like a yogurt drink. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a little bit of citrus, like Sprite, like at the
Mhm.
end. So and they have like different flavors, strawberry, banana, classic. But I mean, I've
Mhm.
tried that. When you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
when
I
you
like
just
the
want something refreshing, it's like
yeah, it was pretty good. What
it's.
did you think of the other alcoholic drink?
You mean like Korean beer? I tried some different
No, I'm
Korean.
talking
Oh,
Makgeolli.
oh, makgeolli. Yeah,
Makgeolli. Yeah,
makgeolli.
Makgeolli.
Yeah,
What do you think of
makgeolli is
Makgeolli?
like it's so unique, but it's rice wine, but it's like the cheap end of it of the spectrum, like a very cheaper end of it, but it's just um refreshing and like it's cold and it just sort of if you have something that's kind of greasier or heavier like a
Hmm.
pancake, it just kind of washes it down in a way to where
Yeah,
you like
yeah,
it just
yeah. It's
yeah.
supposed to like offset the kimchi taste of spice, apparently.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
it just it just complements a lot of different Korean dishes. And it's super hard to get in where I live. Basically,
Yeah.
I can find soju even in my town now, but I can't find makgeolli even in the city. Like I don't know what it is. I think it's like it has to be made pretty fresh and it goes bad pretty quickly. So it's like it's challenging. It's also relatively cheap too, so it's not like a high end sort of thing. So um, it's hard to get. It's pretty easy to make, I guess, if you really want to. But yeah, I just haven't gotten into that yet. but
Hmm.
but, but it is good. It's nice that it's so affordable and it's so unique at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like really interesting to know how there's like that type of drink in Korea. And
Mm.
it's like this white milky appearance to it.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
can sneak up on you too because it's not very bitter, and then you might get overconfident and think, "Oh yeah, this is nothing," and then all of a sudden you're just gone. So it's like it can really get you. And they typically drink it from a bowl as well. That's
Oh
how it's
yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be in a glass, although you can, but like typically it's drinking from a bowl, and it's very
Hmm.
traditional. Yeah, and I think it hasn't necessarily caught on outside of Korea. Like maybe like soju has or other things, but I wouldn't be surprised if one day some K-pop idols drinking makgeolli, it's gonna be everywhere. Just you wait.
Yeah, because even before I wouldn't have known about this drink. So
Right.
yeah.
Tina, so I guess were you a shopaholic in Korea? Like
I'm
what
not
was
a
happening?
shopaholic. Um, well, I did shop a lot more when I was in Korea, just because like as I mentioned previously, how there are so many cute things in Korea and for a really affordable price too, right? And how we were even talking about the different Korean beauty products that we use. And actually, I was trying to figure out too what the secret what their secret is to clear dewy skin. Okay, I was like thinking, could it be the kimchi, could it be the water, and of course there's the skincare products that I think really helps because they have really good ingredients that more like natural ingredients, like ingredients that are really good for your skin, right? Or even ingredients, at least they say, from like Jeju Island and everything, right? But do you know what the secret is, Wes?
I think a part of it is the dedication to having really good, like a really good skincare routine. So there's a lot of competition within the K beauty industry. So they have these kits that go together that are like, even they're like, for beginners, they have the 3-step treatment. So like even for people that are relatively new in skincare and beauty, they can easily have a fairly robust skincare routine. And then also the pressure of Korean society of looking good.
Yeah, their beauty standards are high.
They're very high,
Yeah.
and even getting a job, or it can kind of like, if it's all things are equal, they're gonna go for the person. I mean, I feel like it's like that everywhere, but in Korea, your picture is on your job application, on your resume. So
Right.
even for Epic, our
Yeah, I was
picture was
thinking our
so.
application.
I wasn't worried about that part, obviously, but there's other people I'm sure that were very, very worried about having their picture on their application. So, but yeah, so it's very, that's a joke, but sort of. But anyway,
That was the
sort
first
of.
time I had
I'm
to do
kind of a
something like
vain
that.
person.
Okay, okay, good to know.
I wasn't worried too much. No, I was just kidding. But yeah,
Sorry.
the skincare. Yeah, the skincare routine is really important, and then
And
I
you
think the
heard.
vegetable diet, like the high vegetable in the diet and the kimchi, I think that's all really good for their
Mhm.
skin.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think it's a combination of all those things, like as you said, like the having a consistent skincare routine and then also a good diet. And you know what? The one thing that you should or would it is recommended to put on is to wear sunscreen every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I learned. If there's anything I learned about, I guess, having better skin is to wear sunscreen every day, even when you're inside, because any light, any type of like UV, like any type of UV light that comes in, or when you're outside, you need sunscreen to protect your skin. Yes.
Very true. Although if you don't go outside as much, you are protecting your skin in a way too. So that
Still wear sunscreen.
if you're an indoor
Your
person, you got a
windows
little bit of an
are.
advantage if you do the 3-step skincare routine. But I do think the skincare routine does have sunscreen as the last step.
Oh
So
yes,
it's like,
a lot
yeah,
of
so
them
it's like,
do have SPF as
but you
well.
have to, yeah, but you have to wash it well first, because otherwise, say you just put sunscreen on, you don't wash your face, then it all that bacteria, it's like clogged in your pores, and it's gonna be a disaster. So you really, the steps thing works really well. It
Mhm.
helped me when I was out there.
Yeah,
Although, I mean, and I had to in a way, because there's just, when you're in a city, there's a lot more pollution and stuff going on, so you have to
yeah,
pay more pay more attention to it in that environment
yeah.
versus there.
And have you even heard of the 10-step skincare routine? Like three steps is
10?
basic. Yeah, 10. Have you heard of
I didn't
10?
know about 10. I thought 3
Oh, let me tell
was
you about the
solid.
10 steps.
Okay. Okay. Do you
I
know
think
the 10?
I think I've actually tried, well, not all 10, but like, as many different steps as possible. But of course, it only works, everyone's skin is different. It doesn't work for everyone, right? In fact, sometimes putting too much on your skin is not good, especially if you have like sensitive skin. But
Yeah.
like I actually read this book. It talked about like the 10 steps of skincare. Like, I'm just
Wow.
gonna like talk about it really briefly, but
Sure.
basically you have to use these products in order. You have to do an order too, okay? And there's certain ingredients that you can't mix. So it's like you have to have some of that skincare knowledge, and also it's trial and error, because with so many different brands and products, you don't really know what's really good for your face. You need to know like your skin type and everything. But like
Hmm.
basically, I don't have the 10 steps here actually, but I do have to say, like, of course there's like cleanser, an exfoliator, toner, serum, and essence. eye cream, moisturizer, and then there's
Okay.
also like face mask or eye mask. There's different types of masks that you can
Yeah.
wear
Yeah.
like once or twice a week. But like basically, there are so many steps, so many products.
Yeah.
It can be really overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe what happens is someone takes something like, maybe they have one step at first. They just wash their face before bed, right?
Yeah.
That's it. And then they slowly add to it, like to the 3-step one, which
Yeah.
is,
I would say cleanser, toner,
yeah,
and then cream,
yeah,
the basic.
the face wash,
Yeah.
toner, and then the sunscreen one. Yeah,
Yeah.
be three.
Yeah, just basically
And
moisturizer.
yeah, but then, yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
moisturizer. Yeah, that might be in there with the sunscreen. Anyway,
And there's all
it's
these.
either sunscreen or moisturizer, but I don't
Yeah, you
remember.
can
But
have like the moisturizer, and then put the sunscreen on, or your moisturizer might have sunscreen in like yeah,
yeah,
sunscreen
I
in
think mine
part of
had
it.
it in there because it was 3 steps thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, or you could it'd be 4 if you added the sunscreen after that. But yeah, I think overall, and then what happens is they slowly add on to it. I would assume like they just add a 5th step or 6th step, and then it becomes just
yeah,
routine because they're used to it. Just
right.
like to someone that has a 1-step routine, then they add 2 more, they might be like, "Whoa, that's a lot,"
Yeah,
So
and
that
some
kind
of
of thing.
those, I guess, steps they don't have to be daily too, right? It
Oh,
can just be
true.
like once or twice a week. Like when you exfoliate your skin, it's only like once or twice
Right. You
to
don't want
your
to do that
skin.
every day
Yeah,
because
it's
it'll
not good for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's a lot of really good places you can go.
Mhm.
Like let's see, there's Olive Young is like a nice kind of Walgreens-esque store, or what's the other one?
There's a lot.
CVS sorta.
Yeah.
Like that kind of place, but a little bit more of a focus on the skincare products. And they have some bomb snacks there too. Just saying, like the little snack
Okay.
section, it's underrated for sure. And the drinks there, but yeah, I went there a lot because that was my girlfriend's probably my girlfriend's favorite store, so we
Mm,
went there a lot. And they have
mhm.
one in Myeongdong, or they did. This is pre-COVID at least, where you could go in. It was this massive store, and then they had like a nice cafe at the top. It's like the best spot. I was able to get some really good after shave like serum sort of thing that like
Mhm.
because if you have sensitive skin and you shave, it's really easy to break out. So this stuff would be
Oh.
used after it, and it would prevent those breakouts and the dry and the also the damage that comes from shaving with a blade. It kind of helped alleviate some of that. So
Mhm.
it was really good, but
Yeah.
expensive, quite expensive,
Yeah.
but worth it in the end.
And you know how we were saying with Korea, they have quite high standards in terms of their beauty and
Oh yeah.
appearance, right? So, like, this is what I heard from a friend. Um, Apparently, it's normal for the students, like high school students, for example, as a graduation gift, they would be given the gift is to have like eyelid surgery,
Double eyelid surgery.
double
Yeah.
eyelid surgery. I'm not sure. Like, apparently some people have like single eyelid, and then they would have that as
Monolid.
a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, monolid.
Well, yeah, I don't know. And at least in Korea, and I think those East Asian cultures, having big eyes is seen as attractive. So the bigger the eye, the
Mm-hmm.
better among some people. So it was popular to make them look more youthful or more
Mm-hmm.
attractive.
Yeah.
Although there are actresses out there that don't have that surgery at all. They have
Mm-hmm.
monolid.
Yeah. It really
And they're
depends on you and how you perceive
Yeah.
it.
So it's
Really.
not required to be,
Oh yeah.
a K-pop idol or an actress. It's not required, but for some people it I guess some would say it really helps their appearance, but in others it'd be like, man,
Mm-hmm.
they would look strange with that. So I think it just
Yeah.
depends on the person.
Right. And there's also like makeup for men too, right?
Oh yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think Korean men are the most I think per capita they spent the most on makeup
Oh, really?
and skincare routine and all that. Yeah, very. Yeah, I remember when I was in graduate school, I had a Korean friend, and he had as much skincare products and all that as a lot of the Korean women that were there at the university. He had a whole
Interesting.
shelf full of things. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's really important over there. So
Mm-hmm.
it it's yeah, fashion and skin routine, all that stuff. I'm from a small town, and we keep things a little bit simpler when it comes to that. So
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah.
I saw all those things, I was really surprised, to say the least.
Yeah, same. But yeah, how about in terms of like K-pop, K-drama? I think you're a fan, right?
Oh
You
yeah, I
big
love.
fan.
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I watch Music Bank routinely, which is the weekly Korean music contest show with all the K-pop artists.
Mhm.
They always have a winner at the end who gets a little trophy. It's fun. K-pop has been really growing lately.
Mhm.
Yeah, with BTS and everything, but I think it's starting to lose its roots a little bit. It's becoming a little bit too westernized, too commercialized, in my
Huh.
opinion. So I
Interesting.
kind of miss the days when it was more like Girls' Generation and maybe kind of that era or the one right after that
Yeah.
with yeah. I just think it's become more like their personality or their brand and their actual music um, at times. So I like the smaller label groups mostly or mid-label groups,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hoping for there to be a little more balance among the who's popular or not kind of thing. I think better competition creates better music, just like with anything. So I was gonna say for K dramas, I love where K dramas are right now. I'm very happy with the direction they're going. You have options. If you don't want something edgy, there's something that's like very heartfelt and very romantic or very inspirational. So you kind of can pick and choose based on what you're interested in, which is nice because
Mm-hmm.
I don't like edgy right now. I want something a little more relaxing and inspirational, and I can find that. So and they're really good at that. I think they're better at that than a lot of the Western studios are in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of ways. I prefer a K drama over most American shows,
Oh,
to be
really?
honest. Yeah. Oh
Interesting.
yeah.
So I think before you were a K-pop and K-drama fan before, even before going to Korea, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
would you say that after going to Korea and immersing yourself in that culture, that you are even a bigger fan, or like you're even more into that type of thing, like
Yeah,
entertainment? Hmm.
right. I think slightly more, but I was a pretty big fan already. So like, what more can you do? But yeah, I do
Super fan.
I do think I've watched a little bit more, and it is nice when you miss being there to watch
Oh,
them
it brings back
because
memories.
it does, and
It does.
like the buses are just completely accurate. Like that's what the buses are like, and
Hmm.
also seeing the new trends and everything. Things change so quickly. Sometimes you have to those dramas kind of keep you in the loop of what coats are in, what slang is in, all these various things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good. You don't want to. I don't want to become sort of out of date where I don't know what's going on. So
Hmm. Yeah, because for me, I guess like going to Korea, I watched a couple of K dramas here and there. In terms of K-pop music, I actually don't really listen to K-pop music. It's mostly the music I know is based off the OST, so the soundtrack of that K drama I watched.
okay, I
That's how I
gotcha.
learned about it. So yeah, only a couple of dramas, and then after going to Korea and everything, a little bit more, or maybe not even like just kind of like the same. I feel like I don't watch like a lot of K drama, but then I do have to say there are a couple that I did really like. Um,
Yeah.
Kind of like Descendants of the Sun. Have you watched that?
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
I saw some of it.
Because I remember that year was really popular. It was the year that we were in Korea and the music was
Yeah.
playing
Oh, yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know that main guy, Junki? Song Junki. That guy, the actor? Do you know the
Yeah.
actor? Yeah. So apparently he lives in Daejeon.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And my co-teacher told me this. She was saying that.
Oh,
She told me, she was like, oh, I have a friend who knows him. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. So anyways, yeah, that was a good
that's neat.
drama. If any of you are
The
interested.
middle school girls had a picture of him in the classroom while it was
Oh yeah,
popular.
everyone. Yeah, it was popular back then. So
Yeah, it was fine. It's not my favorite, but it
no,
was
no, what's your
no.
favorite?
Oh gosh, you can go on forever for that.
Oh, just one, just one.
This one, yeah, you better stop me.
Okay, I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
stop you. We only have a limited number.
Yeah, we do.
Time.
We have limited time. Oh man, it's really hard to be put on the spot.
Oh, you must have a
I
lot.
think overall,
You watch so many.
yeah, I feel like one of the more creative or ambitious ones that, in some ways, was Itaewon Class. It was
Oh,
it's based off a webtoon,
recent.
but it's like I feel like they did some things that were really edgy. Like they touched on racism in Korea
Oh,
and some really brave things for a pretty conservative society.
interesting.
And also the I don't know, just the classic dynamic of just hustling and uh, having deep character development. Yeah, it was there too. So I think those dramas that are based on webtoons often have like deep character development. So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
it's a huge advantage because like that's already there, so they can draw up on it. Like so,
I
any
haven't watched that
anything like that's
actually.
good. Oh really? Oh, it's really good. And
I
anything.
yeah.
Oh,
I heard about it though. I heard it's good. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's sometimes it's crazy, but like
Mhm.
just the pacing and everything. But and the romance is a little frustrating at times. But like overall, it's definitely worth watching just to see. And then sometimes I want something a little more classic, a little more traditional, just like a typical sort of K drama. Like I feel like Startup was like that. That
Oh, I
one
like
has Susie
startup.
in it. Yeah, just
Hmm.
something that
I like that. It was more entrepreneurial. Oh, like the plot
yeah,
was good. Yeah.
yeah, it was. It was a little heavy on that, but it was good.
I
And
liked Crash Landing on You. That was also a
oh
popular
yeah,
one.
that one's good too.
That
Yeah,
was
that
good.
one's a must see.
I'd recommend that, guys.
I think you like the dramas with the soldier as the main lead.
Really? Oh, no, I like
Yeah,
the plot.
Tina's got a thing for soldiers.
For soldiers. No, it's because it's
Everyone has a
interesting
type.
plot.
It's okay. Yeah. The plot is good too.
All right. Have you been to some like festivals in Korea? Any that you would recommend?
Right. So festivals, there's really for me just one that really stands out. It was
Hmm.
the International Food Festival in Itaewon. That was there was probably 100 different booths of food from various countries. I remember trying a lot of new things for the first time. Like there was like this dessert from India that I tried for the first time. It was
Hmm.
so good. There was some like Romanian like gourmet food. I don't know. There was just a little bit of everything that you could try. It wasn't free; you had to pay for it. But I mean, the options you had unlimited options, and then there was a parade, which brought a lot of culture to it. And then at the end, they had like a bazaar where you could go to various booths of international people selling their crafts and different things like that. And my girlfriend was with me, and then her family came and joined us to experience the festival. And even her father came after work, and he had an amazing time. He
Hmm.
had such a good time. Uh, just seeing how they her family was so interested in other cultures and was really impressive just to see that. And because I that's something I share, I'm really all about that too. So to see that we shared that common interest and
Hmm.
passion was really neat. And then they had outdoors. There was like this big stage with like a DJ on top, and people were dancing. I'm like, man, this festival has everything.
That's fun.
There is so much happening here. So it was in October too, so the weather was really nice, and man, it was like just one of those nights that I'll never forget, just because it had so many fun, unique things that you just thought it was over, but then there was like, nope, there's more. There's just more and more things. So that was probably my favorite. How about you? Was there some must go to festivals from
So
your perspective?
I've been to a few. I'll talk about the first one. I have not been to this festival, but I thought it would be so cool. I did want to go. It was the Trout Festival, so ice fishing in South Korea.
Oh, ice fishing.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so can't pronounce this. Yongchen? Yongchen. It's a trout festival in Korea, South Korea. So I think that's something that you can definitely go to. The one that I did go to is the Jinhae Cherry Blossoms Festival and Busan Holly High.
Oh,
So yeah, that I did go early on. I believe was it April or May in when I was in Korea.
right. Yeah.
Right. So it was my first time seeing cherry blossoms, and I believe I went with a couple of, or yeah, a group of epic people too. And so, like, Holly High is basically a festival of colors. Oh, so it happens around, yeah, every year in around March. Thousands of foreigners and Koreans, they go to this beach in Busan, and they enjoy this festival with family and loved ones. And you're supposed to wear white because it's like a colorful, like you throw colored powder. And this is supposed to represent like happiness, love, freedom, and yeah, you just throw it, and everyone just goes to dance. There's music, and you dance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Sounds awesome.
so yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was like a really big gathering. And I think yeah, a lot of like expats, a lot of people were there
Mhm.
for this Holly High festival, and apparently it yeah happens in like or I believe it started in India because you enjoy like Bollywood music, and then there's like also like samosas. I don't remember samosas at the event, but normally they do have that, and then it's like you just have fun and dance. And then of
Yeah.
course the cherry blossoms, that event was separate, but it was really pretty, like seeing cherry blossoms. And I just remember there was like a train, and then there's a lot of like cherry blossoms and trees around, great for pictures. And apparently, it's like that festival is very big too.
That's amazing. Yeah, speaking of things must see, we have a little list of must see travel destinations. So Tina and I were in Daejeon. So
Yeah.
we were in Daejeon. I've talked to other Koreans about this
Mm-hmm.
that are not from Daejeon. They say that Daejeon is a good place to live, but it just doesn't have a whole lot of tourism opportunities.
Mm.
So I don't know. I had a great time in Daejeon because I'm from a small town.
Me
So for
too. I had a good
me,
time.
but I guess from a tourist perspective, there's not as much from a tourist in their
Yeah,
view.
yeah.
But yeah, so some of the travel destinations, since we're in Daejeon and we're kind of close to a lot of things, we could go to a lot of different places. For me, I went to Seoul almost every weekend
Mm,
because it's not expensive. It's like $10 to get there, and there's so many things to do, and it's constantly. You got a city of 10 million people, and think of how all the businesses there are and entertainment options. It has all of that. It has, if you're a K-pop fan, they have stuff for that too. Like several of their stores, you could go in and you could get posters, albums, anything you can imagine at these stores right from the source, right? So I know there was SM Town at the time at COEX. It's not there anymore, but they had like a little bit of a mini museum of the SM entertainment
mm.
I know we're back to K-pop again, but there's
Okay.
some amazing aquariums there. There's zoos that's right in Seoul or right near Seoul. I mean, anything you can imagine doing, they most likely have it there. Theme
That's
parks,
true.
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, tourist. They also have a combination of new and old. They still have some historical landmarks
Yeah.
like the Gyeongbokgung Palace.
Yes, I was gonna say that they have a
Yeah,
multiple palaces actually, but I only
yeah,
went to that
multiple.
one.
Yeah, that's the main one, but there's several,
Hmm.
and then they have some modern places to go to in Gangnam or in Jamsil. They have the tower there.
Oh, Seoul
I've
Tower. They have
Seoul
that
Tower.
too.
Oh, they have Namsan Tower, which
Oh
is a
yes,
good
that's
tower.
fun.
Yeah, and then the Lotte Tower is the one in Jamsil, which is the biggest building in Korea, I believe, right now at least.
Mhm.
So, it's a little bit of an eyesore in some ways because it just contrasts so much with the rest of the architecture. But when you go in there, it has a lot of nice stores and the biggest projector theater in the world or some, I mean, they have a lot of things to do in
Mhm.
Seoul, but it's super crowded, so you gotta know that, like, going in, like, you're not gonna get a lot of personal space in in there, and you have to be attentive, like, you can't be, daydreaming when you're in Seoul because you're gonna run into people.
That's true.
You have to like be like, okay, now's my time to get off the bus. I gotta get off right now. I got 2 seconds. I gotta go. You can't dawdle. You can't. You gotta be on all the time in
Hmm.
Seoul. So it's fun, but it's just a different mindset.
Yeah, and have you been to the Trick Eye Museum?
Yeah, I have been there, and
Yeah,
where
that's
was
like one of my recommendations of things you can do in Seoul. I brought my family there, and it's just like, a fun museum. I know they have it in different countries too, but it's just like fun museum with like different rooms for like of illusions and like take pictures.
Yeah.
They have the ice room where you can slide down a slide and
Oh.
made of ice, and it's like
Oh
a lot
wow.
of fun. And then I remember they had a VR zombie survival experience, like a VR game, and I was
That's fun.
playing that. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and with one of the things among all the many things that you can do in Seoul, it is really, yeah, a lot of things you can do. So I can see why you went like every weekend.
Right. Pretty much. Yeah. Let's see. Hongdae has the busking, like street performers, with the
Yeah,
cafes and the trendy clothing stores, and yeah, there's clubs there. I mean, I don't
something
everything
for everyone.
fun. Yeah, something for everyone. It's kind of got a little bit of a youthful atmosphere. So Tina
Mhm.
and I, we might be pushing the limit if we went to Hongdae now. But back then, we were still good. We were still
Hey,
good.
pushing the limits. We're still young.
Ish. Yeah, we could probably barely pass, but yeah. And then for the slightly older crowd, you have Gangnam, and in the Jamsil area.
Are we in that crowd?
All right, okay, we're close. So yeah, there's just a lot of fun. Not, and then the thing is, there's so many restaurants. You can find one that's your price point. Like you can
Hmm.
find it. It's there. Like you just have to know where it is. It could be in a back alley somewhere, but you can find something that's in your budget that
Hmm.
tastes good.
Yeah,
So that's a nice thing. And there's always events happening at City of 10 Million, right? There's always something going
yeah,
on. So that's fun.
yeah. And the other place I would highly recommend would be Busan, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
Busan, something that is like really popular is the Gamcheon Culture Village. And that is basically a village full of like colorful houses. It has like murals, cafes, and shops. And these houses are built in like a staircase fashion on like the coastal mountains. And then and they call it the Machu Picchu of Busan. Busan is also known for like seafood markets, and then they also have live octopus.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
Did
like
you try
how
that?
I love live octopus. Live squid, live octopus, that I would
They
eat.
they it doesn't make you squeamish or anything.
No, I actually had it before I came to Korea too, and
What? Oh, really?
I
Where
have
did
it.
you have
We had
it?
it in Toronto,
Oh, in Toronto.
a restaurant in Toronto. And have you tried it?
Oh, yeah, I tried it. Yeah, I
Oh
tried
yeah,
it,
do you like
and
it?
it's not bad. It's really chewy, and I'm kind of
Yeah,
a lazy.
it
I'm kind of a
scrums in
lazy
your mouth.
eater, so I'm like,
Like yeah, it like moves in your mouth, and then it's like chewy. You gotta dip it in
yeah,
sauce though,
it,
you know.
yeah, that sauce helps. It's got a
And you
good flavor.
definitely chew it so you can actually swallow it. I think the first time I tried it, I didn't really chew it. I swallowed.
You just swallowed it?
I was
Did,
like,
did you did you feel it moving?
I felt it moving in my mouth.
And you're just in your mouth? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
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 that's not recommended to just swallow it. That's true.
yeah. I know.
I like
Ew.
over chewed it, but
Oh,
but I was like, I'm not dying from this thing. But yeah. No, I think it's definitely it's good to try it. Like, you don't want to go in there and make a huge scene, and all the people that are like regulars there, they're gonna feel a little bit awkward if someone's in there and they're like, oh my gosh, it's disgusting, right? Like, you don't want to be
yeah,
like that, but just be chill, just like, yeah, try it out. If you can't do it, move on, kind of thing. Just
yeah.
yeah. So I went in there. It wasn't too hard. I think there's for me, I'd pick that over the silkworm any day for sure.
What
But
did you think of Busan? How do you like it?
yeah, I went there a few times because I have some friends in Busan. Busan, I mean, I love the beach.
Yeah, the
It's
beach
kind of
is really nice.
cool. The downtown is right next to one of the main beaches, Hyundai Beach. There's the downtown's right there,
Yes,
which
go
is
there.
super
Go to that
smart.
beach.
It's
Yeah.
so smart, like, because it didn't have to be there, but they planned that, obviously, and it's yeah, it's just fun to. It feels like a downtown neighborhood in Seoul, but then you have the beach right there. So it's not like iconic like Hongdae or Gangnam, but it's like close to that, and it has a beach. So that's pretty impressive because they can have concerts there. I mean, there's a lot they can do there. And then great seafood, pretty affordable during certain
Pretty
seasons.
expensive.
If
Like
you
a bit
go with
more.
if you go at the wrong season, it is expensive. So
Mm,
you have to know when to go there. So, but if you go at the right time, it's not bad for sure. Um,
yes.
it, it's fun. It's just like I'm from the Midwest in the USA. I never got to see the ocean, so for me, it's just
Oh,
yeah, it's really nice. And they have some huge department stores there, like for shopping, and I mean, you can definitely spend some time there and not get bored.
hmm. Yeah. Okay. And then of course we both highly recommend Jeju Island, which we talked about on our last episode. And
Yeah.
yeah, we have for sure definitely go there.
Yeah.
Anything to add to Jeju anymore?
I mean, just you know, go there. I think it's nice to go there in the winter, but I really recommend like spring or summer,
Hmm.
just when it's warm and you can go to see the ocean. To me, it's just super relaxing and enjoyable, and just don't try to see everything. Just kind of enjoy the journey and
That's
just
true. That's true.
get. You don't have to go to everything at one time. You can come back ideally and keep exploring.
I feel like for me, I'm just like go for me, I was like trying to go
Yeah.
everywhere. So I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll come back.
Oh, true,
Yeah,
true.
but
That,
mhm.
but then if you're tired the whole time, are you really enjoying your your trip?
Yeah, and like I looking back, I actually been to quite a number of places around Korea because I
Nice.
wasn't sure like when I would be able to go back, and
Yeah.
I did pretty much explore like every weekend. Even when I was sick, like I was just like I don't care. Like it was so bad. Like I felt like I needed to rest more, but I was just like my friends
Right.
asked me down to go this place this
Oh
weekend.
wow.
Yeah, I'm down. even when I was 6. So yeah, it's pretty bad. But aside from those couple of places, the main places we recommend, there's also Busan, which is like a really nice place to go to the green tea field. You can go there and like pick green tea leaves and make and drink green tea there. And there's also ice cream there.
Oh,
And
wow.
also I did an obstacle course, like tree trekking in Busan. So that is one place. And just another one would be Jeonju Hanok Village. I went there specifically to wear hanbok. Right?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And of course, many
Traditional
other
Korean
places.
clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you've been to a lot of places. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think for me, let's see. I also went to Paju, which is near the border of North Korea. It's a town. It's a big town though. It's not a small town, and it has a place that kind of is near the border, and it has some sort of imagery and some notes that people wrote to people on the other side that were related to them that were in North Korea or whatever. And they had some history, like modern history museums of various artifacts and things, post Korean War sort of things that are like really retro now. You could have a school lunch that was popular in the 70s and 80s, like Korean style school lunch, which was rice, kim, and then like I think there was like some spam or ham of some sort, and you would put it in this like metal box or tin thing, and you could shake it, and then it would like make a bibimbap, like a fried rice kind of thing together.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool and a lot more delicious than my school lunch, which was super healthy and very good for me, but not as delicious as that school lunch. So I was like, man, I mean, it's probably good for me, but I feel like, wow, this is so good. They had this garlic bread, which was sweet.
Oh yeah, sweet garlic bread.
But I liked it. I don't know. I'm like, this is pretty good. So it's a fun place to check out. There's some shopping there. I mean, it's a great place to spend a day or two or even two, and just to kind of have a nice, relaxed little time for sure.
And the last thing we're going to touch upon today would be holidays, which there are many holidays in Korea and all really interesting holidays. And I remember like when we were, as teachers, we had quite a number of time off because of the holidays.
Oh yeah.
And it's so interesting too. Like, let's talk about a couple of them.
There's one that just happened yesterday in Korea.
Just recently.
It's Korean Thanksgiving or Harvest Festival, where you get like typically 3 days off, usually at least, sometimes 4 or sometimes 2 if you're unlucky. It kind of rotates on the year. I think it's usually at least 3, but sometimes more. Sometimes more.
Celebrated yesterday too.
Oh,
I'm not Korean, but it's like Mid-Autumn Festival for like Chinese too, or Asian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like, but they call it Chuseok, which is Korean Thanksgiving.
Right. Oh, that's cool. You celebrated that. But yeah, I helped make jeon, which is Korean pancakes. So fried with Crisco, you make it thin, and then potato, sweet potato, pumpkin, and spring onion with different types. And then it was super simple to make, but I feel like that's the most Chuseok type of food that really stood out to me. There's other things, of course, as well, but I think it's maybe because I helped make it. That's what I remember the most, and I really like Korean pancakes.
Yeah,
so good. How was your Chuseok? What did you do?
So just like a normal dinner, but normally we would have like mooncake.
Oh, okay.
My mom likes it. I'm not really a fan of mooncake. Yeah, but
no, sounds elegant.
Yeah, you should try it sometime. Yeah, so that's Chuseok is one of them. And there's also Singles Day. So Singles Day is also known as Black Day.
Right.
And it's celebrated. I did a little bit of research because I'm trying to remember more about it, like what's happening and everything. And then yeah, so apparently it's celebrated every like April 14. And what's interesting is that people, like the single people, they eat jjajangmyeon, black bean noodles.
Yeah, jjajangmyeon is black bean noodles. Yeah, you can usually get it at the Chinese restaurants and stuff.
And then they eat it because it's like in their comfort zone. Like it's supposed to make you more like comfortable, like comfy. And nowadays, like more modern wise, people celebrate like the singleness.
And then there's some couples oriented holiday. So they have Valentine's Day, and then usually if it's heterosexual, cisgender couple or whatever, so on Valentine's Day the woman would give the man chocolates that she made, or she'd buy something for him, and then on White Day, which is a month later, March 14th, the guy would then buy something for his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Candy and very
stuff. It's like interesting because like Valentine's Day happens and then White Day happens in March, and then so basically the woman makes the first move. Gives, like,
that's true.
And then the men,
it's very true.
Is like White Day is when the men respond to the gifts that they receive on Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So I was like, whoa. yeah.
And then the White Day theme, like you can buy like flowers, like roses, right? White roses, and the imagery is very pure, and and then different candies that are associated with it. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Those days are not a paid holiday or anything like that. It's just kind of a cultural thing, and some would say commercialized, but it's still kind of something to do. It can be fun. Let's see, you had
the paid off days was what, Children's Day?
Children's Day was one that was paid off. It was kind of funny because in the USA we have Mother's Day, Father's Day, but no Children's Day. But Korea, they have a Children's Day.
That's
and I was like, that should be a thing. Yeah, I love all the holidays they have.
What other holidays?
Let's see. You have on Buddha's birthday was one. Buddha's birthday, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, maybe New Year's Eve. I can't remember. I think New Year's Day for sure.
Hangul Day was also off, right?
I don't remember if Hangul Day was off.
So I remember it was like a holiday, like the Korean alphabet day. I don't remember if were we off. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Election Day, we had off for Election Day.
Election Day. So great.
Yeah, a lot of free holidays. It really helps. But if the holiday is on a weekend, you don't get it off normally. You don't. You just don't get it that year. So it just depends. But it's nice.
I like how they have Teachers Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that because I felt so special. Like I got like Pocky sticks, chocolate.
Yeah. I got some. I even got some too from my middle schoolers.
So nice.
A few of them gave some stuff. That was before the that anti-graft law that forbade any gifts to teachers. That came our second semester. I think they made it harder to give things to teachers over there. But at the time, we were able to get some stuff easily.
And then the school's anniversary, we got that off.
Oh, you did? Oh, I don't think I got that.
You know why? Because I documented on Instagram, and I'm like, today's my day off because it's my school's anniversary.
That's awesome. Oh wow. Yeah, that's really cool. There's so many. Halloween is more of a niche thing. They celebrate like in Itaewon downtown. People will wear some put some makeup on, like vampires or zombies, and there's the international community might have some little theme gatherings like that. I had a lesson about Halloween for all my students. So I knew what it was. So they didn't have to wonder. A lot of them knew already, but not all of them. So that was fun.
Yeah, they don't really celebrate it.
Yeah, not as much. But I think they generally like it. It's just not completely caught on over there yet. Yeah.
You didn't? Did you dress up that day in school in the classroom?
I thought I did. I don't know if I did. I feel like I did
You
something.
did after when we met up after like that. Time.
Yeah. After I had something, but it wasn't. I think it was pretty low effort overall, but I had something. And you were an alien.
Students. Yeah, it was entertaining. They loved it. I just took pictures with them. I didn't have candy though. Actually, did I? I did. No, that's the
you had candy.
That was the when I left. I gave candy. Anyways, there's too many students, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
That's good. So, yeah, pretty generous. Pretty good. You can have a pretty good work-life balance over there with the holidays, and you typically just work 8 hours a day usually. So if you're in a public school, so it's pretty fair overall. And
I guess for us, it was very much more chill. Just I don't know how about like our co-teachers, like our Korean teachers. I feel like they would have a lot of work if they were like the home teacher.
Oh, sure. I think they have to do more paperwork.
Yeah,
they have more admin work they need to do sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't feel like.
I think English
it's not like
teacher,
that all the time.
I feel like as an English teacher, they have less work, at least from my experience with the co-teachers. Like they seem like they don't have, they're more chill, right? Because they're just teaching English with me, right?
Right.
But then for sure the homeroom teachers are like really busy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If they have a homeroom, and then they all, because they have to handle the discipline and all that sort of thing. And there's a lot of grading. We didn't have to do a whole lot of grading, so that was helpful. But yeah, I mean, there's some pros and cons to everything. Yes. So,
any more like holidays you want to mention? Or?
Well, Christmas is treated a little bit differently over there. It's not for families as much as it's for couples. Yes. So, so
very
it's going on a real fancy date, and sometimes the relationship, can go up to the next level. Often on Christmas Day, so there's a lot of fancy buffets, and it's really hard to get into a good restaurant on that day. It's very competitive. I did gifts with my girlfriend and her family, and just brought some American culture into it, not just not just dating, but yeah, I would say if you see it in a drama and it's Christmas Day, it's not going to be as family oriented as you think. It's going to be more couple oriented. So
very interesting too. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
Great.
Oh, that was fun. Time just flew by like always.
I know. And you know what? Next episode, we're gonna talk about our teaching experience.
Oh boy, we're
gonna get to that.
That'll be good.
I know. I'm excited for that.
So I have a lot to tell. So
I feel like it might be like 2 episodes on that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that'll be helpful for those that want to teach in Korea and they want to get some primary perspective from a public, school, public program. So that'll be great. But yeah, I think that's everything. Hope you all enjoyed KoreaTalk. Please continue sending some hearts or love our way. We appreciate the positive feedback, and I always wanted a fan, so one day I'm gonna get one day. So
I feel like we already have a lot of fans. Like when we were in Korea, like that was when I felt like, wow, celebrity,
That's true. Yeah. Oh yeah. And when you're the only expat in the whole school. Yeah. It was. That was the peak, and now we're just, reminiscing, but it's okay.
Hey, we're still we have this podcast going on, so
yep.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for
And
tuning in.
yeah, like let us know your thoughts, like I'm always happy to hear good or bad. Like any like feedback you guys have. Bye. Thank you.
Yep, thanks. Bye.
Bye.